Hi guys, how are we doing? It's Martin Cliffe here with another episode of Martin Reviews, and in this episode I want to talk about pedalboards. Now I've built pedalboards from all kinds of things. I've bought pre-built pedalboards in flight cases, I've made them out of shelves, I've made them out of random bits of wood that float around, but one of the seemingly increasing trends is these prefabricated aluminium tubular lightweight boards that come with gig bags, made by a number of companies, but particularly by a company called Pedaltrain, or an American company. And since moving to Hong Kong, I've been looking for easy ways to cart gear around and maybe use smaller boards and all that kind of thing. I thought I would try one of these out. My friend Brian at Unisound here in Hong Kong is the dealer for these boards over here, so I picked one up last time I was there. The board I picked up is the Pedaltrain Nano, which comes in a soft bag, which is nice. It's fairly small, it's slightly padded, has a nice carry handle on top, and then a couple of straps on the sides that I thought were a bit strange until I realised that maybe I was just being a bit slow. But what you can actually do is, you've got a gig bag or a hard shell guitar case that's shaped, you can strap these round the case and just carry it on your back with your gig bag, so you don't need to carry an extra thing at all. So what do we get in the thing? Well, it comes with some cable ties, which are very useful. I haven't used any of these because I had some shorter ones, and so I thought it's less wasteful to use shorter ones, but you get a good number. There's about 10 or so cable ties here for neatening up your wiring, and you get Velcro, both the hooks and the loops. Again, I haven't used it because to me, having been gigging for a long time, Velcro is okay, but it's kind of a poor man's dual lock. So I've used 3M dual lock instead. But basically, it's really useful. You've got enough there to cover the bars on the board, and to put on as many pedals as you need. You can choose whether you put the hooks on the board and the loops on the pedals, or vice versa. To be honest, I've always recommended putting the loops on the board and the hooks on the pedals, which I've always used the argument of, what happens if you have a cat and it sits down on a board that has the hooks on? You're going to get a very uncomfortable cat. Now, I don't have a cat, never had a cat, but it's just something that's occurred to me, and I've used it a couple of times in discussions on the internet. So, if I open up the thing, we can have a look at the board itself. Now, this is loaded with pedals, but just to give you the idea of what you get, essentially we've got an aluminium frame made of what I guess is 1-inch aluminium tube steel with 4 feet on it, and then a couple of flat pieces of aluminium on the top that your pedals actually mount to. So in this case, this is how I've got it set up. As you may be able to see, I've put strips of dual lock, just one strip of dual lock across the bottom and one strip of dual lock across the top, so I can attach more pedals to it. The Velcro obviously is much thicker, so it would completely cover the bars. Because I'm using mini pedals, didn't really need to do that. And it says nicely on the back, in case you don't know what it is a Pedaltrain Nano. They make obviously much bigger ones, and this is the smallest, but they make a Pedaltrain Mini that's a little bit bigger in both dimensions, and then they make Pedaltrain 1, 2, 3, the Pro, the Grande, that are all much bigger and have multiple bars for multiple rows of pedals. So you pay your money, you take your choices, but I really like the Nano. Planning to get a couple more, so I've got the flexibility of just grabbing whichever pedal board I want for whichever scenario I'm in. So one, for instance, will have my full-tone pedals on. I have 4 full-tone dirt pedals, and I'll probably put them on one board. Then if I want any of that particular combination of sounds, particularly fuzzes, I'll grab that board. And I can always obviously connect multiple boards together, and it's much more flexible than having one board that has every pedal under the sun, but it's too heavy to lift. So, as I can say, in this case I'm using a daisy chain power supply here. It's a Diago power station. Not intending to keep it on here, I'm going to be getting a Pedaltrain Volto, which is a sort of rechargeable battery based power supply system. uses much like a cell phone battery, that kind of thing, and that will fit in between the bars there, velcro down on there, and be a really good solution. And I reckon I should get somewhere, because of the current draw of my pedals on here, about 60 hours of continuous use from one charge. So that's plenty. Most of the time I'm only playing 2-3 hours at a time. And there's this space underneath. It's a bit hard to show because obviously it's black. But where you can sort of hide your wiring. If you get the little stick-on cable tie bases, and I've got one on here, you can stick them on and tie your wiring to it, and it just makes everything really, really neat. On the top, actually between the pedals, I'm using small exotic pedals. I'm also using the Evidence Audio screw-in solderless connectors with really, really short patch leads. The kit I got came with, I don't know, it's 5 feet or 10 feet of cable or something, and 12 plugs, 10 plugs, sorry. And in this board I've used 8 plugs because I've made 4 patch leads, and I maybe have used a foot of cable. So plenty of cable left. It's Evidence monorail cable, which is really good quality cable. It's not very flexible in terms of, because it's a solid core, it doesn't want to be something that you're continuously flexing all the time. So I wouldn't recommend it for something like in a rack drawer where you're pulling in and out the rack all the time. I wouldn't recommend it obviously as a guitar cable because it's thin and stiff. But for something where it's going to stay in one place most of the time, it's ideal. And these connectors are really small, so it means I'll be able to build really short patch leads to fit 5 pedals easily onto this really small board. And I'll be talking about and reviewing the pedals, some of the pedals in a future video, but just to show that on this board I have got 5 pedals all wired up. It's all really neat, all fits in the bag. I can strap it to my gig bag, go to a gig, just plug in and away we go. Really simple solution. Now you may think, okay, maybe that's expensive, but certainly this board, I know prices are very different from one part of the world to the other. I can't remember what I paid, it was somewhere around about £35–40 equivalent of in Hong Kong dollars. I got a good deal because Brian's a good guy and doesn't rip off his customers. But basically, for a decent price, certainly I would expect in England it's probably about 50 quid, maybe, certainly no more than that. Maybe 70 bucks in the States, I don't know. But for a good quality, solid pedal board that comes with the bits you need, so the Velcro and the cable ties, and a good gig bag to go with it, that keeps everything together. It's got a little bit of space, so you can maybe throw a spare pedal, or maybe for cable. It's always good to have a spare cable. Then I really can't recommend this highly enough. So when I go off to a gig, if I only need a simple set of pedals, I can just take this, my guitar, my amp, job done. Okay, until next time, see you soon. Take care.